Hi, Mamars! Welcome to another episode of our Babayi Diaries. So, for the first time, magla-live tayo dito sa official and personal account ko, sa Nick Maravillas. But you can also like my page at Nick Maravillas and at my, sa YouTube channel namin. And I hope everyone will also follow us on Instagram at Babayi Diaries. So, we're very happy this afternoon because maganda yung pag-uusapan natin dito. Sabi nga natin, ang fight for violence against women and children is a long fight. And we're very excited to share our personal advocacies and our personal fight for safe spaces. So, with no further ado, syempre, let's welcome na my co-host, Miss Dawn Macahilo. Hi, Mars!
Hi Mars! Kamusta? Kamusta? So, ayan, dito naman na tayo ulit sa ating Friday episode. And, you know, I always look forward every Friday 5 to 6 p.m. Ayun. So, I think parang maganda ngayon ang topic natin as always, ano? Sige. Kamusta,
Yes.
Mars? What's up?
Ayun, okay naman. Still surviving from everything. It's been I think December is still one of the most difficult time because siguro, not, the Christmas spirit ba, sometimes makes you sad. It's like, I won't be able to go home this Christmas. So, yeah. But still, I'm happy kasi, there's still lots of blessings that are actually coming. So, I'm still grateful. Ikaw, Mare?
Yeah, I feel you, Mars. Yun din, I feel really bad then of not making it home this Christmas. First time ko hindi magka-Christmas at home in Iloilo for the last 31 years of my life. So, dito ako ngayon sa Baguio. So, I'm staying in my bestie's house here in Baguio. So, I'll be having Christmas and New Year here. So, dito kami magsispend ng holidays. Ayun.
Yes, actually, sana all nasa Baguio, diba? I really miss the cold breeze and, Baguio weather, it's always the best feeling. Sobrang na-miss ko yung Baguio. Isa yan sa mga pinupunta namin because Benguet is also our project area. So, minsan talaga napupunta rin kami sa Baguio. So, ang saya lang din. So, ayan. So, So this afternoon, Mars, we're gonna discuss about our personal advocacies about how did we fought for safe spaces. But before that, Mare, kasi since sa ano tayo ngayon sa personal account ko, can you please share with our viewers this afternoon what Babayi Diaries is all about?
Ayun. Ayun no, sa mga bago namin panood ng mga Mars din namin. There was a time kasi kami ni Mars ni parang frequent yung mga attendance sa mga webinar, probably a speaker or host or organizers. Tapos parang we thought of, why not let's have our own show, no? Or not really sort of a show, but sort of let's go digital din in terms of our platforms, knowing na pandemic nga. So, ayun, napakaisip kami ng title and we thought of Babayi Diaries. So, sa mga nakakaintindi ng babayi is female. And diaries nga, everything that you write in your diaries of your experiences. It could be anything about your day or whatsoever. So, ito ay series ng mga chikahan lang. Random chikahan ng mga mag-friends, mag-kumare, mostly women, And we designed it with young feminists just like us. Kung napapansin niyo at kung sa mga nakapanood in the past, marami sa aming mga episodes, hina-highlight namin yung mga young feminists, And ito yung Babayi Diaries, gusto din naman kasi i-highlight yung lahat ng kababaihan, issues ng kababaihan. At the same time, given these intersectional feminists outlook on different topics na kino-cover namin. And oo nga, sinasabi namin lagi ni Nick Marsnick, ano, we also have questions on different issues, different topics affecting women in general and all. And we don't hold answers to them, but I think we have these Babayi Diaries para din maliwanagan din kami at kayo din. And if you have answers then, mas appreciate namin na makakapag-comment kayo or you can also ask questions. And minsan yun nga, may mga guests kaming inimbita dito. For now, kami lang ni Marsnick ang andito. Ayun.
Yes, thank you sa very comprehensive na explanation of what Babayi Diaries. And we can actually say that that this is also a passion project because we believe that we need more spaces wherein we are able to share to people yung mga personal advocacies natin. And at the same time, we can share to people the importance of sharing stories of women and in the different parts. Sa first part nga ng vlogs natin, we talked about menstruation, menstrual cup, sex toys, and many more because we want people to understand what women is going through. And at the same time, for those young girls who are like, you know, in the stage we're in, mas kinikilala nila yung sarili nila, it's important that we are able to share them what we think we know. And at the same time, meron tayong mga speakers who are also experts in their fields who can also help us understand all these questions. Kasi sabi nga natin, ang daming questions sa atin before na una, bakit natin to sinimulan, bakit natin to ginagawa. And ito, ang sasagot nito, yung mismong title natin for our vlog, which is the Unmasking the Shadow Pandemic, Fight for Safe Space. Kasi ngayon, medyo naiba yung safe space natin eh. When we say a safe space, usually we refer to like safe spaces outside or in the public. Pero ngayon kasi, because of the pandemic, it hinders us from going out in the public. So, ngayon, confined tayo in our homes, which actually, you know, yung iba, sabi nga natin, nagtaasan yung numbers of women who actually experience sexual harassment in their homes. That's why we need to fight for this and we need to talk about this. Kaya nagsimula din yung Babayi Diaries. So, ayan, simulan na natin. Ito, unang tanong ko sa'yo, Mare. Ikaw, bakit mo ba pinaglaban yung fight for safe spaces?
Ayun, ang ganda ng pambungad na tanong lagi natin dito, Marce. I think I was working about this campaign din, no? At eventually nga na ipasa ito. So, and it's now a law. So, it's really a victory for all of us, ano? Not only women, but also the LGBT community din. Ako pinaglalaban ko talaga yung safe space para sa lahat. Kasi parang gusto ko lahat will experience an environment na no one will harass them, no one will judge them. They can be who they are. Parang ganon. Also, I think it comes on the perspective din kasi I think from the experience in Mars na may mga along the way, no? Nababastos ako because I'm a babae. Nababastos ako dahil nakakasuot ako ng short shorts and also hindi lang ako. Marami din ako mga friends na nakakaranas ng ganong experiences, ano. And hindi ko kayang matanggap na ganun lang the way men, ano, in general, are treating women as an object and subject to pangbabastos. So, ayun lang. Gusto ko talaga i-address na gano'n, that we can be safe and we can promote this kind of environment na kung saan nga hindi na ma-marginalize ang tayo, ano, and we can feel confident to be who we want to be, you know, regardless of who we are, regardless of the stuff that we're wearing, and also because we're women. Later I'll share the specifics kung ano yung mga pangyayari, but I think yun yung overall overview noon na I'm fighting for this because I was a victim of street harassment, yung pambabastos, ano, and many other things din na hindi dapat mangyari sa akin, dahil babae ako, hindi dapat
Mm-mm.
mangyari sa mga kaibigan ko dahil LGBT sila. Hindi pwedeng mangyari ito kanino man, regardless of kung ano man yung kanilang sexual orientation, yung kanilang pananamit, at kung ano man yung mga paniniwala nila. Ayun. Ikaw, Mars, bakit very passionate ka about this advocacy of fighting for safe space?
Yeah, kasi actually there was a time na parang I actually for some people, they actually doubt whenever I say na I experience sexual harassment. Simply because of the way I look. Sometimes people think na before I became androgynous kasi, I was a very masculine person in a way. The way I
Mm.
dress, the way ako magsalita, I was so masculine at that time. So people actually don't believe you when you're like that. And it's so sad because people tend to invalidate your personal experiences. And at the same time, there was a time in my life wherein the place that I thought was a safe space for me or a safe place na hindi ako maharas, na hindi ako masasaktan, or hindi ako maka-experience ng any type of harassment. Sadly, dito nangyari yung harassment. I was in high school then, and at that time kasi hindi ko nga alam na hinaharas ako yun eh. I was really not aware that it was really happening. I just felt uncomfortable. And I just realized na ako pala ay nakaka-experience ng sexual harassment when I was in college because I was introduced with so many topics about sexual harassment, what is it, and everything. And then I realized, you really have to fight it. Kasi imaginein mo, gaano karami yung mga kabataan na hindi aware of the kind of harassment that's happening to them. Kasi ako isang kaklase ko, hindi ko na siya papangalanan, but this person, actually, habang nagkaklase kami, I was in first year high school then, and then he was touching my legs.
Mm.
Nakasuot ako ng skirt and pinapasok niya sa skirt ko yung hands niya. And I felt so uncomfortable, pero I don't know how to say it kasi nga, I was masculine. 'Di ba? Parang I was so
Mm.
scared of like, parang what if people would tell me na, hindi ka naman maganda, tapos sasabihin mo, hinaras ka, 'di ba? Parang maganda ka ba, ganyan. So I was so scared of those criticisms, and I'm not even sure if I was really violated kasi nga hindi ko naman alam kung ano ibig sabihin ng harassment. So, nung time na yon, sabi ko, I think I really wanna do this. I think I really wanna fight for safe spaces because I wanna help young women, especially young girls, to realize if they are already or they are becoming a victim of sexual harassment because a lot of us were not taught about these kinds of things. Kasi actually, di ba, I think time ko kasi, parang kumbaga hindi kami talaga in-expose sa mga ganitong bagay. We're more of like, kailangan Maria Clara ka for you to not be able to na maharas or ganyan. So, ang daming klaseng galong excuses. So, parang you feel like, just hindi na pala kailangan mag-speak up for this thing. So, that's how I started. Eto naman, Mare, I wanna ask you kasi curious din ako dito sa question na to. And eto kasi, what do you think about, having a safe spaces sa online? Kasi, it's been rampant nowadays na parang instead of like going to public places or sa malls, ngayon sa online na nangyayari yung harassment.
Hmm. Well, firstly, Mars, no, nakakatakot kasi
Mm-hmm.
parang we thought lang, while we also advocate for free spaces and also safe spaces online, ano, ngayon ang nangyayari, online harassment na din. So parang
Yeah.
nakakatakot na parang saan tayo pupunta? Alam mo yun, especially for us women. And I think this is a good thing about the Safe Space Act na batas natin sa Pilipinas, Mars, no? Kasi it also covers the gender-based violence online, ano. So, the gender-based online harassment. Well, in terms of it going on, yun nga, hindi pa natin talaga masyadong nai-address nga yung mga safe spaces in our universities, at home, in public spaces, ano. Ngayon, online na naman. So, parang talagang nakakatakot ito at nakaka-alarma. And I think study shows talaga na na-heighten ang mga ganitong mga pangyayari, ang mga gender-based violence cases and incidents during the pandemic. So, well, gusto ko din may promote natin sana na magkaroon ng safe space online. However, of course, may mga perpetrators din who are going online. And most of these
Mm-mm.
perpetrators, are targeting or preying on young girls. And there are cases and as reported din, na maraming bata yung natatarget dito. So, well, gustong-gusto ko, like anyone, na mag-promote natin yung spaces online where everyone can freely express themselves. May it be in social media, like in platforms like this, and many others pa. Kasi, may mga tao na parang, they find comfort in their laptops, in their social media account by expressing their views, their experiences, their ideologies, but at the same time, they're subject to public scrutiny then of what they're writing, what they're expressing.
Mm.
So sometimes also I think it where doon mo makikita talaga yung boundaries din na yung karapatan ng isa sa isa, but at the same time sana while respecting the opinion of others, ayun nga, kailangan talaga na i-promote natin yung safe space para sa ating lahat. Yun. Ikaw, Mars,
Yeah.
anong sa tingin mo
Oh,
dito?
actually, kasi meron akong experience dito. Feeling ko maraming babaeng makaka-relate nito. Kasi parang there was a time na I posted a profile photo. So, nag-change ako kasi, summertime noon eh. So, syempre, di ba ngayon, nung nag-pandemic, it's almost summer, but you can't go to the beach. So, for me to feel it, of course, I had to make a throwback photo of me in the beach. Tapos sabi ko, sige, I'm gonna put this photo and, just for fun, just to remember everything because it feels like, ang tagal na hindi nag-beach. So, I wanna see it muna. So, nag-change ako. And then, there's this one person, and nag-comment siya sa photo, na sabi niya, ano ba yan? You're inviting people and you're inviting men to actually, harass you, to sexualize you. And nasad ako nun kasi unang-una, that's my profile photo and I have the every right to change it whatever I want. And second thing is, he doesn't have the right to call me out because unang-una, women are not sexual objects. No one is a sexual objects. So nobody has the right to see you as a sexual object na parang hindi ini-invite mo kasi kami, gusto mo naman yung nangyari because ito yung nag-post ka ng ganyan, tapos gusto mo respeto. Alam mo yung mga ganong normal, naging normal na comments sa'yo ng mga tao, which is actually, for me, is very disgusting because kaya nga, we want na, syempre, magkaroon din ng safe spaces online because ang hirap ma-harass even online kasi parang feeling mo, pag lumabas ka nga, feeling mo hindi ka na safe. Tapos pati online, parang na-harass ka pa din. So, it's a very difficult situation that we should ensure na meron tayong nagagawa and na dapat gawin. Talagang kailangan i-call out natin. Kahit na, minsan we have fear, we have, minsan anxiety tayo because we don't know the person eh. Pero para sa akin din naman, the best thing kasi din sometimes to protect yourself is to just block these people who's really unhealthy for you na, ang bastos kasi ang hirap lang na ma-experience yun. And it's sad na mas marami pa yung naka-experience na ito. Eto, mas kasi since online yung pinag-uusapan natin, what's your take about people who's sharing, kunyari may partner ako, tapos I'm gonna share my nude photo, for example. Ano yung
Sorry, nude photo?
nude photo, like for example, just for sharing it. Pero sa partner mo naman. Tapos suddenly, kunyari, nag-break kayo. Tapos, sinare niya sa online, like sa friends niya, sa barkada niya. What's your take on this? Kasi rampant tong nangyayari, especially minsan sa mga exes. Since things didn't work out, they're gonna send nude photos of their exes.
Yeah. I can recall our conversation last week with Ate Cristel Mars, na isa ito sa mga most reported cases or incidences sa UP, na kung saan nga yung mga kababaihan, when they report about this gender-based online harassment, ano, na kung saan sinishare nga ng mga partners nila, former partners nila, yung mga intimate photos nila. Um, well, at some point, ano, it's a matter of also respect and privacy. At the same time, trust. Una kasi, while you enjoy the relationship and during the course of it, ano, you were in love. So you can do intimate stuff like any couple would do, ano.
Mm.
But the sad part is that, no, happens when you break up. And especially kung pangit pa na breakup. So minsan the perpetrator pa threatens to like expose your intimate photos,
Mm.
and yes, and sadly kasama na din yung mga nude photos. So syempre kung nakakagalit talaga na parang um why it has to happen, ganon, parang, and why things happen that way. And I think siguro lang nawala di siguro yung ano ba, how do I say this? So actually nga yun nga nakakagalit talaga na you're exposing someone's photo, intimate photo, nude photos to the general public, and most especially without consent. So yun
Mm.
pa lang, Mars, it's also a violation na, of your right to privacy. That's one. Second, also I think uh, um, ano ba, that's very, very sad that it's happening, and it's always targeting women. Yung mga Mars natin, no? And I think this should be addressed, and at the same time, um, ano ba, sana talaga ma-action-nan nito kasi when it goes viral, especially ano, ang apektado talaga dito, na-traumatize yung victim, and most of, again nga, na-highlight talaga yung mga kababaihan and LGBT in terms of this. So um, uh, yun, talagang dapat matutukan nito at ma-address, ano, na sana wag ipagkalat yung mga private intimate photos ng partners nila, or ex or former partners nila. So ayun, Mars. Ikaw,
Yeah.
have you experienced this one, or do you know someone who has been a victim of this?
Ako fortunately, wala akong experience do'n personally, pero like I know some people, parang friends ng friends namin. Tapos nagulat kami na parang nasa group chat na and all. So we actually told her that she can file a case, and then pumunta siya ng NBI, and then na-report niya yung nangyari. Pero of
Hmm.
course, iba kasi yung atake nung, alam mo yun, yung trauma ba when it comes to like knowing na yung taong pinagkatiwalaan mo actually share this private photos with other people. Kasi always remember this, ha. For those people who are watching us right now, we should never blame those people who actually send their nude photos. Because at that moment na sinend niya yun, at yung naka-receive na yun, actually felt love, or you know, felt intimate. And especially at this time na syempre nasa pandemic tayo, it's so hard to be intimate, especially mga partners na malalayo, 'di ba? It's not so mahirap yung intimacy at this time. So sa mga ganon, you really need to respect the person. Kahit gaano ka kagalit, kahit gaano ka kainis, kahit gaano ka bad yung breakup, hindi mo dapat ginagawa 'to, eh. Kasi bina-violate mo yung trust mo, eh. Hindi naman porket nawala na kayo or may mga ganitong klaseng causes, you're just gonna like dump it and forget all about it. Or forget everything or the good things that have happened sa inyong dalawa just because nag-away kayo. And this is wrong. This is wrong. And gladly tayo, natutuwa tayo kasi may mga batas na rin na naipasa to fight these kinds of crimes. And, you know, again, we would like to call on for a lot of people na nanonood na really stop victim blaming. Again, sinend yung photo because may trust, hindi dahil sa gusto niya na ipagkalat yung pictures niya to other people because that's
Yeah.
so disgusting, diba? Ayun. So, it's just
Yeah.
a very difficult
Marcy,
thing. Yes, Mars.
Marcy, add ko lang din kasi syempre, yun nga, no, when the photos are exposed already, ano, so nakaka-traumatize siya mentally, emotionally, and nagko-cause ng psychological distress sa victim, ano. At the same time, itong general public naman who gets to see the photos, ano, it's either they keep on sharing pa, at the same time,
Mm.
yung worst pa is that they do victim blaming pa. So parang
Mm.
you're not helping at all. Parang pinagpapiyasahan niyo yung isang tao na walang kamalay-malay na yung photo niya pala na kung saan nga sabi mo ay kinunan during uh, those moments na, well, supposedly intimate and private moment nila, no?
Mm.
Pinagpapiyasahan pa. So instead of liking, sharing, posting nasty comments, and also victim blaming, ano, mas maganda nga po siguro na i-report po yung photo at the same time, i-discourage po yung mga taong nag-share nito. Kasi hindi po kayo talaga nakakatulong if you do it. At hindi po siya nakakatawa na may pinagpepesahan po tayong isang tao dahil sa kanyang litrato, ano. Especially din yun nga.
Yeah, tsaka ang pinaka, I think one of the biggest problem whenever, a nude photo is being sent like to your friends or to people na dapat hindi makaka-receive nito, is that, alam mo yung parang, lalo na kung, di ba, ang daming times we're in, merong mga nag-viral na photos of a person and people actually laugh at the person and things na, nag-slut shame and stuff. And it's so hindi kasi nila maintindihan yung, ano yung pwede nilang pagdaanan. Yung mental torture sa kanila every single day. Na para bang every time na makikita sila, yun na lang yung maaalala. 'Di ba? Bakit
Correct.
ganun?
Oo,
And
that's very
and
true, Mark.
yeah, and it doesn't define anybody. What defines a person is yung pagkatao niya even without those nude photos or those sex videos that was posted publicly without consent. And again, lagi nating, iisipin na consent is very important. The moment na sinira mo yung consent na yun, you're gonna face the consequences. It's not like you're gonna go free and na wala kang any form of punishment that could happen to you because meron. Especially na
Yes.
meron tayong mga leaders who actually pushes for laws that protects women and children and everybody. And sabi nga natin, syempre, isa kasi sa mga argument minsan is like, para lang ba sa babae? Actually, napaka-gender inclusive ng mga laws natin. Kasi it states person. So, anyone who is actually being harassed or experiencing sexual harassment, pwede nilang i-complain yon and pwede silang mapurasan yung mga taong yan. Regardless of your gender. So, importante na gano'n. Kasi, minsan, di ba, parang, safe space law, para lang yan sa babae, ganyan. Pero pag binasa mo, it's person. So, it's anyone who's experiencing this kinds of violence. So, yun yung magandang pag-usapan. So, yun. Mars, ito, tanong ko naman, what were some of your activities that you did in the past promoting safe spaces?
Well, actually, ano ba, I can recall when I was working at Ateneo, I'm not sure if, well, that was 4 years ago. So, well, I invited Senator Risa Ontiveros at the same time. I think was it Nicole, who was a victim of gender-based like harassment and all. And there's another one. We organized this forum for the Ateneo students as part of a bigger university event. So, yan, Mars, nagkaroon ng forum, nagkaroon ng discussion about what is the safe space, and also naintindihan din natin na highlight yung, lalo na yung digital harassment. At the same time, I think, yun yung isa sa mga proudest moments ko that I was able to invite Senator Risa, who authored the safe space, ano. What else pa? I think in my own ways, Mars, ako what I do, just like a tita, because I have mga nieces din. Once in a while, kahit na nasa Iloilo sila, I get to message them, chat-chat ko lang sila kung kamusta sila. And at the same time, if may mga experience sila on this, and kakatuwa, Mars, kasi yung isa kong pamangkin na, well, sinasabi ng mga kapatid ko, medyo younger version ko daw, na medyo uh, androgynous in a way, and yung mga hilig ko din na nagbabike-bike, ano. So, nagbabike daw itong pamangkin ko, and may mga napapadaan na lalaki at kina-catcall siya, ano. So, maganda na ina-address niya talaga. And sadly,
Mm-mm.
ginaganon pa niya, Mars. So, parang gano'n kalapit tong batang ito. She's in high school, ano. So, parang, yeah, pero in a way, proud ako na she gets to be educated, aware of this, no, na may mga, you know, may mga danger along the way, but she's able to understand and address this one. At the same time, yeah, talaga nakaka-proud kasi nung na-mention mo din in your experience, nung back then, nung high school ako, elementary ako, wala naman kasing notion na gano'n eh. Parang, minsan it's just okay, na parang yung term na bastos is only for beautiful women, di ba? Yung mga girly-girly, pero pag boyish ka, tomboy ka, or whatsoever, ano? Parang, pag inano ka ng ibang tao, parang it's not considered bastos kasi parang you are manifesting other stuff na hindi normal for someone like you na dapat babae ka, and the same time you act like a woman talaga na the typical woman na Maria Clara and all those stuff. So, I think yun yung mga proud moments ko and activities ko that I have done in terms of promotion of safe space. So, talagang more on education, Mars, an info drive talaga campaign. And I think ayun, huwag talaga kalimutan na it should start at home din. So, ayun. Ikaw naman, Mars. Ako excited ako to hear what you're doing about the promotion of safe space.
Actually, ang dami ko kasing na-experience na, no, of course, with the help of the forum, where I'm working. It's actually para sa akin, it's really an honor to be able to be part of different activities promoting safe spaces, lalong-lalo na yung nag-start ng conversations, nagkaroon ng different talks, nagkaroon din ng band fest, and so many things that have happened. And I think, sabi nga natin, this is very important, yung pagkakaroon talaga ng conversation. Because the moment na magkaroon ng conversation, is the moment that you open everybody's mind. It's not just the victim, but the bystander and the perpetrator as well. You teach them, you share them what you know. You tell them na ito yung mga kinakailangan natin gawin, how to report and stuff. Kasi, ang dami kasi, like, syempre, hindi naman talaga madali mag-report. Kasi ang dami mong fear, ang dami mong anxiety sa sarili mo na, what if na lang, paano kung hindi ma-actionan, paano kung wala din namang mangyari, ganyan. So, mga ganong questions yung first thing na iisip talaga natin. And that's okay, that's valid. Kasi we can't really force people to actually just, na parang pumunta lang sa harap and, okay, I'm gonna report this, That's not the reality. The reality is, the people or the victims are afraid to come forward. And it's important to tell them, to share to them na bakit importante to report. Kasi ano yun din, ripple effect din yun eh. Once you see that there's one case na nakita natin na naparusahan, makita natin, okay, parusahan siya. Pag nag-report ako, tingin ko I'll have the same case. Alam mo yung mga gano'n na that moves all other people. Sabi nga natin, actually, isa sa mga talagang hinangaan kong movement is yung sa Me Too movement because it actually inspires a lot of people of different gender to actually share their personal experiences of sexual harassment and how they were able to get out of it and how kung paano tayo nagsama-sama because we all have the same stories of violence, of sexual harassment. And importante na nababalidate yun. And isa pa, Mars, kasi ito, lagi ko itong, minsan napapaisip talaga ako na parang, meron kasing time, ito tatanong ko rin to sa'yo, this question, kung naka-experience ka ba ng cities na safe space. But before that, ako gusto ko na i-share na I used to live in Valenzuela kasi and sobrang saludo ako sa Valenzuela. I'm not sure if parang feeling ko wala pa silang laws for safe space or ordinance about safe space, localized pa. But actually, I really felt na for all the years that I stayed in Valenzuela or that I lived in Valenzuela, sobrang safe ng pakiramdam ko. I sometimes na umuwi ako ng like around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Kasi minsan yung flight, minsan ganong oras. O kaya, galing sa trabaho, tapos late na uwi. You know, I never felt na parang, baka masaktan ako dito or baka maharas ako dito. Never din ako na, ang sobrang proud ako kasi never ako naka-experience ng catcalling sa Valenzuela. And it's something that I'm really parang sobrang grateful ko. Kaya sobrang malapit sa akin yung Valenzuela because it's a home where I really feel na safe ako. At kahit bumalik siguro ako doon one day, ano feeling ko safe ako. Ikaw, Mare, did you feel any cities or na tinirhan mo na feel mong safe ka?
Well, I'm from Iloilo, Var, so proud din ako sa Iloilo. I think before the drug war pa nga talagang you can just walk along the
Uh,
streets of Iloilo, safe and sound. I love walking kasi every evening, ano, or sometimes
mm,
napapa-jog ako in Iloilo. And I can feel talaga na safe ako. Well, una kasi in Iloilo, most of the streets are well lighted.
mm,
Second, I think may mga police visibility in areas. So parang, and also I think the people around, you know, are treating everyone with respect din talaga, even if they don't know them, regardless of again, emphasize natin yung gender. Um, Also, I think when I was in UP, you know, napapatakbo din ako every night doon. I've never experienced anything bad din naman. Um, I felt that it's a safe space for me. Like I can do what I want at the same time, especially running at night, which is very, you know, during the implementation of the drug war na nga, ay takot na akong gawin yun. Takot na din akong lumabas and
mm,
doing normal stuff that I used to do. Ayun, at the same time I felt so safe whenever I'm home. Wala, I love the comforts of our home, my parents, my nephews. Ayun, ang safe ng pakiramdam. And it feels so good, ano. And ayun, hopefully more and more people are going to experience it na may mga safe spaces and it starts at home, you know. And yun nga, na may mention mo din kanina, pati sa dahan ko din, na may
mm,
mga the rise up of these movements, ano, especially uh, times up, Me Too, and other movements, ano, globally, ay talagang uh, powerful, you know, na parang people are now, and especially women, are now speaking up and standing out about these inhuman treatment against them, yung violations against them because simply they're women or simply because they're a member of the LGBT. So we need to really educate them and empower them that, you know, uh, sexual harassment is not normal.
mm.
And safe space should be promoted, and at the same time should be a responsibility of everyone, including ourselves and the government, ano, na kailangan natin mag-create ng more spaces for everyone, now where we can be safe, where we can be free of any judgment or anything, you know, or harassment. So, ayun.
Yeah, actually, alam mo Mare, totoo yan. Iba kasi yung pag-feel mo safe ka, pag-feeling mo walang mangyayari sa'yo when you're outside.
Mm.
And minsan, actually yun minsan yung makakalungkot na minsan sa bahay mo na lang ikaw feeling mo safe ka. And it's a very difficult feeling because every time you go out, you're gonna have this like feeling na parang, mamaya makatcall ako, mamaya maharas ako, ano
Mm.
gagawin ko, ganyan. So, ito talaga, isa to sa mga importante na i-highlight natin because importante that people actually sees how important the safe space is and how it makes a person or a victim na maging very uncomfortable in a certain situation. Kasi knowing nga, ito isa sa mga ano namin ng mga like colleagues ko before sa Fight for Safe Spaces. Nagulat ako kasi parang sabi niya, tinanong namin siya, sabi niya, anong reaction mo every time na parang makakatcall ka? Anong usually yung ginagawa mo? So, ang nangyari is, one time lang, sa best lang siya na-catcall. Bigla, talagang hindi na siya dumadaan doon sa area na yun, o kaya kailangan may kasama siya. 'Di ba? Grabe yung fear na na-instill because of
Mm.
that. And, syempre, sabi nga natin, tulad nga nung sinasabi, sa family mo na, meron ngang isang katulad mo na, can actually fight the perpetrator. Pero sabi nga natin, hindi lahat ng victims pare-pareha. So, lahat ng reactions natin ay valid. And at the same time kasi, minsan kasi alam mo yun, parang yung ginagawa kasi sa catcalling, ikaw, biniro ka lang naman, di ba? Parang it's treated as a joke, but
Hmm,
it's actually nag-joke.
exactly.
Diba?
Oo.
Kasi mayroon nga tayong tinatawag na cycle of violence wherein nagsimula yan sa catcalling and then what happens next, diba? You'll never know
Mm.
na palalim ng palalim yung kind of violence na pwedeng magawa. Ako na-stalk na ako dati and it was like a very uncomfortable feeling. I feel na sobrang unsafe ng paligid and sobrang difficult kasi parang feeling ko, pag nakita niya ako ulit, parang feeling ko gagawin niya ulit yan. Alam mo yung gano'n? Kaya parang nung time na yun, ang tagal ko bago ako nakabalik sa place na yun because yun yung naramdaman ko. Imagine baka siguro iniisip ng iba, baka anong suot mo? Ganyan. Yung suot ko po noon,
Mm.
I was wearing pants and a uniform polo shirt. Kasi sa isa akong government agency at that time nag-work. So, yun yung suot ko. Imagine mo, parang people tends to blame it on your clothing. But sometimes it's not. It's not the reason. And it's just the libog. It's just the sudden feeling of like they want to actually, they suddenly feel aroused and they wanted to take it into action, which is actually very
Mm.
sad. Kasi tinitreat natin 'to as very mild, pero the truth is, something worse could happen. So, importante talaga that we actually act on it. And sabi mo nga, Mari, importante talaga yung visibility of police officers and ng tanod. Kasi sa amin, sa Valenzuela at that time, ang daming tanod. Yung
Mm.
police naman kasi, parang may ano lang sila, may certain post lang. So,
Oo.
usually mga tanods yung ano, kaya medyo mas friendly kasi may mga babae na tanod na nagro-ronda. So, parang mas nafe-feel mo na safe ka. Kasi,
Mm.
kumbaga ganun yung sitwasyon. So, ayan. Grabe ang ganda ng usapan natin, Mare. Lalo sa mga personal experience.
Yun nga, talagang ano ba, how do I say this? Kasi tagos kasi it comes from our own personal experiences and stories. And at the same time kasi Mars, parang minsan, oh my God, ikaw din na ganyan ka din, ako din. Parang, di ba? Parang,
Oo.
oh, na-experience na din yun, nakala ko lang ako lang. I thought I was only paranoid na someone is, doing this and that's already harassment, but I don't have a name on that yet. And I think, yeah, because I'm kind of boyish or dahil
Mm.
ang suot ko ay like, or naka-bikini man ako or whatsoever, I deserve to be bastos or whatsoever. I don't think it's, it's as you say it, it's a cycle then among the victim survivors, especially women, na parang, bakit yung burden palagi sa akin? Na parang, oh,
Mm.
nasabihan ka lang maganda kaya nag-witwi lang ako sa'yo, bastos agad, parang gano'n.
Oo.
Ano na naman yan, parang, ikaw kasi gabi, ito laging mga sinasabi, no? Yan kasi, kababae mong tao, gabi na, naglalahad ka pa, naka-pek-pek shorts ka pa, naglasing-lasing ka pa, naka-spaghetti ka pa. Talagang, di ba? Sinong babaeng disente ang gaganyan? Or talagang bastusin ka, ganun. And
True.
that person, that woman deserves to be raped kasi kung disenteng babae siya, dapat nasa bahay na siya. So, yun nga, Mars, no? Grabe yung cycle of violence among women talaga. And I think this is the unshadow pandemic talaga na patuloy nating pinag-uusapan, patuloy nating lalaban na talagang matigil na, no, yung pang-abuso sa mga kababaihan
Mm.
talaga. Ayun.
Oo, kasi alam mo, yung harassment kasi wala din pinipiling lugar eh. It's just gonna happen everywhere. There was a time, na-experience ko talaga to sa nasa beach ako. So, syempre, ano bang attire sa beach? Syempre, bikini, diba? What do you expect? So, nagulat ako kasi parang sinabihan niya
Exactly.
ako, mag-isa pa naman ako nun. So, I was kind of scared kasi parang inisip ko, pero inisip ko na maraming tao. Tapos I just left the beach earlier. So instead of like leaving there at 5 p.m., I left at 4 o'clock kasi ayoko na magabihan pa ako doon. I don't wanna feel unsafe. I don't wanna be in the situation na baka, alam mo yun. Pero ang funny, no? Kasi talagang hindi naman yung funny-funny, pero yung parang ang sakit lang sa feeling na parang ikaw na yung victim, ikaw pa yung kailangan mag-adjust
Mm.
whenever these kinds of things happen. And it's sad, it's frustrating to actually feel this way because alam mo namang hindi ikaw may kasalanan, pero sometimes you feel so guilty about it that you feel like na parang kasalanan mo kahit hindi ikaw yung may kasalanan.
Mm.
And
And
talagang, ikaw Mare.
yun lang, Mars, and I think some of our Mars no, na who are watching can also relate na sometimes they really feel alone, you know? Kasi
Mm-mm.
parang even at home, wala silang malapitan or even the closest friends, talagang walang-wala talaga. So
Yes.
parang it adds more emotional distress, you know? Yun nga, I think in the next episodes, we'll be trying to to invite and host people here who are doing online or digital work or any work that really address and provides assistance to
Mm-mm.
women and girls who are victim of violence, and ayon, hopefully we will be featuring them and matuto tayo how are they helping or assisting these women, kasi parang sometimes you really feel alone. Wala ka talagang matakbuhan in terms of magkakaso, wala ka namang pera
True.
ikakaso, papakutuhin ka pa, i-judge ka pa. Pero I think with different mechanisms in place, Mars, no? Kasi may women's desk na din sa mga police station. But sometimes really parang kulang pa din yung ganong
Mm.
mechanism. Kasi like for example naman, away sa pamilya. O unang kasi line na pupuntahan mo ay yung barangay. Sasabihin ng barangay sa'yo, away pamilya lang yan, away mag-asawa. Babalik ka sa
Mm.
bahay mo. So, sa bahay mo, hindi, it's unsafe place na nga eh. So, babalik ka na naman doon. Nagre-report
Oo.
ka nga dun hindi ka makaka-level up sa police station kasi sometimes hindi naman gano'n ka uh, supportive or at the same time very judgmental pa nga ang nasa uh, yung pinupuntahan mong akala mo ay makakatulong sa'yo. And it's kind of sad kasi um, marami pa din talagang nangyayaring ganoon. And sometimes um, sadly, ay nananahimik na lang sila. Kasi parang they feel that they are unseen, they are silenced and not heard of. So parang kakalungkot din for them. And for us who are experience, different kinds of violence then.
Yes. Siguro Mars, panghuli na lang din na message natin for everyone. Sa akin naman, ang message ko for those people who are actually experiencing sexual harassment or sexual violence, it really takes time to actually process everything or to actually see everything. Kasi minsan, di ba, when you're in a place wherein you are being violated, parang minsan hindi mo na-realize agad. And it's valid because hindi naman ganun kadali proseso na, hindi na pala tama yung ginagawa niya. But I hope one day you'll find the courage to actually seek help, that you actually see na hindi ka nag-iisa, that that there are people who can actually support you. Kami sa Babayi Diaries, you can always message us, you can always contact us through our Instagram page at Babayi Diaries or our accounts. Kasi importante that, we support each other. Minsan talaga ang kailangan talaga natin is someone who will listen and who will believe us na ito nangyari talaga to. And kasi nga 'di ba minsan hindi tayo pinapaniwalaan just because of our the way we look or the way we present ourselves. Sometimes it
Mm.
affects on how people sees us or what kind of violence we are actually facing. And it's important for people to see na, you know what what happened to me is valid. What happened to me is something that I need to process, and I need to heal from this. And you just hope that people will actually be there to support you all throughout this process. Ikaw, Mare, what's your message to those people?
Well, technically, Mars, masabi mo naman na halos, ano? Pero I think it's really important also that we hear your stories.
Yes.
And we believe you, we hear you, and it's really important that we continue speaking out. Because if we're not going to speak out, who else, diba? Parang you let things happen along the way it is if you're not to. But at the same time, I think at some point I've always been questioned by some feminists, yun yung healing process niya eh. Parang, I think, yeah, of course, while we respect the silence din naman, we really encourage them to really stand up to end all forms of violence. Not only during this 16 days of activism, but I think every day, every day that we get to um, respect women in the workplace, respect women in the restaurant, respect women in the streets, respect women online. I think it should be part of everyday, everyday routine na respetuhin ko lang siya dahil Women's Day ngayon. Parang dahil nanay ko siya.
Mm.
No, I think at some point hindi dapat ganon. We should respect everyone. Lalo na yung mga kababaihan, lahat. 'Di ba?
Oo.
And also I think at some point din kasi maganda din yung call mo, Mars, na um, we are here to support you, to listen to you, to your stories, and uh, we will be on this together in this fight for safe space and for fight to end all forms of violence.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Mars. And we would like to thank everyone pala na nanonood sa atin. We're really grateful because you continually support us. And sabi nga namin, no matter how many people ang nanonood sa atin, importante is that there are people who continually watch us. And pinapanood talaga yung episode na to because nakikita din nila yung value of this kind of conversations. And again, sana mga Mars, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nick Maravillas, and also to our Instagram page, Instagram account, which is yung Babayi Diaries, na nakita nyo dyan sa baba ng screen. No? So sana i-follow nyo rin kami. Ayan. Thank you so much, everyone. And nga pala, may announcement lang kami. So we're gonna continue our prizes. So ayan, Mare, tuloy na yung ano natin. Pa-premium natin. So, yes, so we're gonna give different prizes. We're gonna give 500 pesos for as the grand prize, and we're gonna give a dress and then a coffee from Dalon Kita. So sana abangan nyo yan. We're gonna post it in our official Facebook business page. So sana abangan nyo yan. I think we're gonna do that on Monday. And bukas pala, Mars, I actually launched another episode of with a new title, which is actually yung Life Guide. So Life Guide is all about helping people, like to guide them on different things about adulthood. So tomorrow, we're gonna guest my twin brother, si Architect Riz Maravillas. We're gonna talk about why should we hire an architect. So since ang daming issues on, do it yourself. So sana abangan niyo yan. And again, thank you so much for watching us. Sana please continually watch us and follow us on our official accounts. Thank you, Maringdon, and we hope to see you next week on our accounts.